The Fenix Simulations A320 CO came out almost 5 months ago, and yet I only got it yesterday. Why was that, and what do I think of this aircraft from my first impressions so far? Today's video is a bit of an honesty video for me, to be fair. Talking about why I kept away from the Fenix Sim A320 for so long, and what I think of it so far. Hint, I think it's very good. Let's get right into this slightly shorter video. Okay, so to be perfectly honest with you, I didn't touch the AIRBUS A320 by Fenix Simulations, simply because I'm not the biggest Airbus fan. Might come as a surprise to you because I seem to fly the fly-by-wire A320 a lot on my channel, but being perfectly honest with you, I've preferred Boeing ever since I started flight simulation. Now, I'm sure that relates to many of you, and I'm sure many of you in the comments will also disagree with me, so feel free to voice your opinion down below. Now, that doesn't mean I've never flown Airbus, I do all the time, as I just said, but it does just mean that another Airbus A320 in Microsoft Flight Sim never really appealed to me. Now, being perfectly honest with you, I was wrong, because the Fenix A320 is absolutely awesome. It's without a doubt the best Airbus aircraft in Microsoft Flight Sim so far, and we have got a few options now, from the Latin VFR A319 to of course the fly-by-wire A320, and to a few variations of the A330. And in fairness to those, none of them are trying to be as serious as the Fenix Sim A320 is, for obvious reasons, and therefore you do pay a price for that. But I just never really had an excuse to spend £50 UK on another A320 when the fly-by-wire A320 was doing a good enough job. Anyway, after months of flying plenty of PMDG 737s, I thought it was finally time to take a look at the Fenix A320. Now, I've taken it for a few flights so far, Dublin to Heathrow, a few circuits at my local airport. Definitely a varied startup. When I first loaded up, it was very laggy to the point where it was unplayable, and yet after I tweaked a few settings, I managed to get it up to around 45 to 50 FPS, with the exception of coming onto approach in London Heathrow where it dropped down to about 25, for obvious reasons of using the innie simulation scenery. What do I think of it? Well, it's certainly a fantastic aircraft that I actually really enjoyed. I think I got so used to the fly-by-wire A320 that I got a bit bored of Airbus, and sort of found that you just sit in an Airbus cockpit and it sort of does everything for you. That's not the case in the Fenix A320. While it's still a very automated aircraft, you do actually have to pay some attention. Things do go wrong if you press the wrong button. The aircraft will shout plenty of warnings at you, and overall it's certainly a very enjoyable experience. You certainly pay for it at £50 UK, and I know that if you're an Airbus lover and you bought this on day one, you would be loving it, and rightfully so. I mean, the package itself is pretty good value. It includes the CFM and IAE engine variants, as well as sharklet wingtips, and free access to future updates to the base package. It's a very nice aircraft. In my opinion, from the outside, I definitely could see the external textures improved, but in the cockpit it's absolutely beautiful, and the cabin is wonderful as well. I mean, systems speak for themselves. This is definitely one of the most realistic aircraft out there, and my goodness, the electronic flight bag as well. I've never seen anything like it. It's absolutely awesome. Doesn't mean it doesn't have its shortfalls. I've already spoken about performance. Definitely one of the lower performing aircraft on my PC in certain conditions in terms of airliners. Rightfully so, it is very CPU intensive because you've got another application that basically injects all of the systems into the A320. Definitely ahead of its time in that regard, but you do sort of pay for it in performance. But you know, with few exceptions, you know, coming into London Heathrow with big scenery and live traffic on the ground, it's fairly smooth. You're only a few FPS down from the PMDG Boeing 737. Do I recommend it? Yes, certainly. Of course, if you love Airbus A320s, then this is definitely for you. Even if you're a Boeing guy like I am, do give it a go if you've got the money to go spare. I know it is a lot of money, £50 UK, but honestly, from my experiences so far, and obviously I've only been flying it for a day or so, so I can't speak I'm like some sort of Airbus god, but I've been really enjoying it. It does make you focus a bit more. But if you've got experience with a fly-by-wire A320, you'll definitely pick it up quickly. It's not like you have to go away and read 50,000 manuals. It is a very, very enjoyable aircraft to fly. I certainly need to work on my landings, because my first landing, well, just have a look at it.
100 above.
100. Flight slow.
Minimum.
30. 20. Retard.
Yes, it was very hard. I think around 450 FPM, but I was getting used to the flight model, so it is what it is. From me today, that is all. Hope you've enjoyed this slightly more impromptu video. Do I recommend the Fenix Sim A320ceo? Yes, I do. Is it a big shake-up from the fly-by-wire A320? Yes, it is. Is it worth it if you care about Airbus? Definitely. Is it worth it if you're more of a Boeing guy? Well, if you've got the money to spare and you'd like to give it a go, I say why not? It's definitely uber realistic. A big thank you to the Fenix team for providing such a wonderful product. From me today, that is all. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment and subscribe, and leave your thoughts on the Fenix Sim A320 down below. I'll see you around. Bye bye.